All right, rainy Saturday morning car rant. I'm sitting in a parking lot, all right, just so you know. That's why my hands aren't on the wheel. So I want to say a couple things right off the bat, and you got to pay attention to this part. In no way am I minimizing what happened in Parkland with those kids that got shot. I pray for them and I pray for their families, and it's a tragic situation. Or any child that's been killed in any of these school shootings, that kind of thing. Tragic situations. Or anyone who's lost their life to gun violence. Tragic situations. All right, so I want to say that at the beginning, and I'm not making a comparison between things. I'm not trying to say that the opioid epidemic is worse than the gun epidemic or anything like that. I'm just trying to make a point that is very, very obvious, and that we need to talk about this. We need to discuss this, because we really got to get honest as a country with what's going on. You know, so my understanding is that they've been able to put together a 500,000 person march on Washington, raise $5 million to support this march in Washington for gun control, whatever that means. And this is also not about gun control. So, and I'm talking about this because I had two different people point this out to me. One person I was talking to in a conversation, the other person sent me a text message, basically saying, and don't quote me on these numbers, but I know I'm close, it's like 150 kids have been, killed in terms of these gun violent acts. And if you compare that to the number of people who've died of an overdose, they don't keep it necessarily from 18 and under, but it's tens of thousands of kids have died of a drug overdose. 65,000 people in general have died of a drug overdose. The issues in terms of death, like death is death, whether I get shot and killed or whether I'm a 17-year-old who takes a pill and he thinks it's a Xanax and it's actually carfentanil and I die. Death is death. So how does it play out this way? Well, the first thing is media coverage. The media deems this a more important issue, and that is what it is. I mean, I don't care to comment on that. This isn't a political conversation. It just is what it is. Why is it that way? Because where addiction is concerned, or where drug use is concerned, the way we think of it is the person did it to themselves. These kids that were sitting in the school when this gunman came in, they were innocent. But that knucklehead who took that pill, he's just partying, he's doing what he's doing. Hey, these parents must have been doing something wrong anyway. I tell you what, all the emotion that's expressed around this with this gun violence, and again, I'm sorry about this, but you talk to any parent who's lost a child to addiction, it's just as sad. Hell, it's probably sadder because it's more alienating. You know? It's more shame-filled. They did it to themselves. So America, you better wake the hell up where this drug overdose issue is, and we better have some honest conversations. We do not think this is a disease. We just don't. We think Johnny gave it to himself, and Johnny made a choice when he stuck that needle in his arm. So you can get angry, and you can leave all these kind of crazy comments, and you can turn this into a political conversation, but this is about one thing. Somebody has got to start speaking up and talking the truth. We have made almost zero progress in terms of policy, in terms of changes. We don't think it's a disease. It's an embarrassment. It's a shame. Because it's unreal. With the number of people that are dying and the number of kids that are dying, there should be national outrage. Man, is it raining. I gotta roll. Later.